Okay, let's dive into this. We have a really unique source for our deep dive today. It's a picture book, actually. Into the Uncut Grass by Trevor Noah.
That's right. And, while it looks like a kid's book, it's really drawing on some deep stuff from his own childhood,
Yeah.
especially his relationship with his mother, that dynamic.
Exactly. And it's interesting because, yeah, it's for all ages, but it hits on these really fundamental, kind of complex human things, like how we deal with conflict, disagreement.
hmm The power of imagination, too, for exploring.
Right. And that whole journey of figuring yourself out that, well, often seems to lead you back home somehow.
So our mission here really is to look past the lovely pictures and the basic story. We want to pull out the key ideas, the insights from this book. What's it teaching us about handling differences,
Mm.
finding common ground, compromise, and just how differently people see the world and each other?
Yeah, so don't just think of it as a children's story. It's more like a collection of uh, little thought experiments, maybe? Perspectives brought to life with these really charming characters, lots of moments that make you stop and think, huh, okay.
And the setup is pretty straightforward. You've got this young boy bursting with Saturday energy, totally wide awake, and then there's his old bear, Walter.
Ha, Walter, who, let's be honest, sounds mostly interested in dreaming about waffles.
A very relatable goal, I think.
Definitely. But the boy, he's got these huge plans. Adventure. Climbing trees, digging holes, fighting monsters,
His imagination is just like soaring. Exploration is the goal.
But Walter's kind of the grounding force in this.
Yeah, he gently brings up the rules of the house.
The rules: brush teeth, wash face.
Comb hair, make the bed, stuff his mother insists on. There's even a little rhyme for it.
And the boy's reaction is instant, like really strong. He doesn't see them as helpful. He calls them tyrannical edicts. That's quite a phrase.
It really is. He pushes back hard. Why make the bed? It'll just get unmade. He wants to be free.
And right there, you immediately hit this core tension, don't you?
Absolutely. Freedom versus structure. The boy sees rules as just, well, the cage. While Walter's quietly suggesting maybe they're what allows freedom inside the house.
And this conflict, this feeling trapped by rules, that's what really kicks off the plot. His solution: run away.
Exactly. Head for the unknown. The place they've never gone alone. The uncut grass. Beyond the fence.
And the book's introduction actually sets this up, doesn't it? Saying conflict isn't just bad.
Right. It says disagreement and conflict are necessary. They drive debate, discovery, and ideally they lead back to understanding, connection. So this escape, it comes from something necessary in a way.
So off they go, past the swing, the fire pit. Familiar stuff. Straight for that old rusty gate at the edge of the yard. The edge of the known world for them.
Yeah, that gate is a really potent symbol. The boy remembers being there with his mom before, looking out from the garden into the wild grass. But now, he's on the other side looking back at the house. He smells waffles, hears his mom humming.
And Walter kind of gently suggests, maybe turn back.
But the boy's just fueled by that frustration. He feels like he's come too far now.
So he grabs the gate, pulls again, nothing, it won't move.
And his immediate thought is, it's the gate's fault. It's stubborn, it's locked.
But then,
Yeah.
and this is where it gets really interesting.
Yeah, a little garden gnome pops up on the gate itself, and he suggests, very calmly, maybe the boy isn't pulling it right. Maybe he's the stubborn one.
A talking gnome, of course.
Yeah.
And the boy just lets it all out, right? All the frustration about the rules, the prison, his mom's demands that just make zero sense to him, like making the bed every day.
He feels completely misunderstood. He tells the gnome he's never even tried explaining it to his mom because, well, she just wouldn't get it.
And the gnome says something really insightful here.
He does. He says, it makes all the difference. Every person is just an obstacle unless you try to understand them. Even your own mother. It's like the way a gate can seem locked if you don't understand how it opens.
Wow, that's the core of it, isn't it?
Absolutely. The gate wasn't the problem. The boy's approach was the problem. He was using force based on his own feelings.
Instead of trying to understand how the thing actually worked, which was apparently pushing.
Exactly. He was pulling, assuming. He pushes, it swings right open.
It's such a perfect, simple metaphor. Understanding the other perspective is the key, not just more effort your own way.
So they step through into the tall grass, and the boy's already thinking. He wonders aloud, I wonder if things would be different if our mother understood.
And Walter, always there with that quiet counterpoint, says, or if he did, oof. Yeah. So the journey out is already making him look inward, rethink the whole situation he ran from.
They go deeper, following this winding path, and then they meet two snails.
Stripe and Spiral. And they're having their own little debate.
Yeah, they see a fallen apple, and they need to figure out the best way to get there. Path on the left, smooth grass. Path on the right, shorter, rougher dirt.
And they completely disagree. But instead of just arguing,
They do something pretty remarkable. They decide they'll each take the path the other one wanted,
so Stripe takes the dirt path, Spiral takes the grass path.
which makes the boy ask, a really good question.
Yeah, if you're both so sure you're right, why deliberately try the way you think is wrong?
And the snails offer this great kind of humble piece of wisdom. Spiral says, because everyone thinks they're right.
Until they discover they're wrong. Stripe finishes it.
So it's about being open to learning something new. Even if you're confident, exploring the other view has value. You might be mistaken.
Or as they find out, you might just gain something different.
Exactly. When they get to the apple, Stripe admits, yeah, the dirt path was shorter, faster.
But Spiral is just glowing about the grass path. She talks about the butterflies, the colors, the view of the sky. Unexpected beauty.
They both got to the apple. But the journey gave them totally different rewards because they took different paths.
And they ate the apple together, sharing those different experiences that their compromise made possible.
It really shows that compromise, trying the other way, isn't always about finding some bland middle ground or one side winning. Often, it's about making the whole experience richer. Understanding why the other path has value, even if it's not your first choice. You learn something.
You can see the boy is really taking this stuff in. He asks Walter, "What do you think we would have seen if we tried things Mom's way?" The adventure is already changing how he sees the home he just ran away from.
So they keep going, and they reach a crossroads. One path goes deeper into the wild grass, the other leads back towards home. And the boy feels that pull again. I've come this far, maybe I have to keep going. That momentum.
And Walter just asks this really simple, crucial question. But do you want to keep going?
And the boy realizes, yeah, he's kind of lost track of what he actually wanted in the first place.
While he's stuck there, deciding, they find a group of coins.
Yeah, just lying there chatting. Heads or tails? Heads or tails? Flip the coin, it never fails.
They're using an old coin to make their group decisions.
And, naturally, it's a talking coin.
Of course. It recognizes the boy, apparently from his grandfather's pocket. That's a nice touch.
It is. And the coins explain their system. When they disagree, ice cream or pie, that kind of thing, they flip the coin. Everyone accepts the outcome.
The boy asks, doesn't anyone get mad if they don't get what they wanted?
A smaller coin says, nah, you can't get mad at luck. And the old coin chimes in, saying they've seen people argue about everything, big and small, all over.
But here's where their philosophy gets really interesting. Their rule.
Yeah, they decided their rule would be, we'd rather compromise together than get what we want all alone.
Wow. And the smaller coin adds that bit about, after all, we're coins. We need one another to add up to anything at all.
That's such a powerful way to think about being together, isn't it? It's not just about settling fights. It's about realizing you depend on each other, that the group itself has value, maybe more value than always getting your own way, the sum being greater than the parts.
Okay, but what if? What if you follow the coin flip, you decide together, and it still goes badly? Does that mean the system failed?
And the old coin has this brilliant piece of wisdom for that. It says, sometimes you make the right choice and things go wrong, and sometimes you make the wrong choice and things go right.
So it separates the outcome from the decision process. Whether the choice felt right at the time doesn't guarantee the result.
Exactly. And Walter throws in that classic line, there are two sides to every coin.
But the smaller coin, thinking deeper, points out, and the third side, the edges. Everyone forgets the edges.
Ooh, I like that. It adds that complexity back in. Maybe conflicts aren't just A versus B. They're these overlooked bits, these edges.
Then the old coin just takes it to a whole other level, its final thought.
Yeah. Or maybe it's just one side. We can't always decide what will happen in life, but we can always decide who it will happen with.
That idea that the control isn't enforcing outcomes, but in choosing your companions, the connections you value, that feels really, really resonant, especially when things feel uncertain.
Absolutely. So the boy, he's there at the crossroads, all these ideas buzzing around his head. He looks back at the path home. He doesn't actually flip a coin, but he does this symbolic thing, flips himself like one, chanting with Walter and the coins.
And when he lands, it's clear. He knows what he wants. He asks Walter, do you think it's too late to go home?
And Walter, just steady Walter, gives him that simple, perfect answer. If you still call it home, you can always go back.
Ah, so the whole journey wasn't really about escaping forever. It was about getting perspective, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Understanding things differently so he could redefine his relationship with home.
Exactly. So let's try and pull together what we've unpacked here from Into the Uncut Grass. These encounters, these characters, they offer some really powerful lessons, useful far beyond the book itself.
Yeah, like the whole idea of conflict, the boy's initial anger, the snails argument. Disagreement isn't shown as just negative. It's more like a necessary starting point, a catalyst that can lead you somewhere unexpected, somewhere useful.
hmm And the gnome at the gate, that's such a practical image.
Hmm.
Overcoming obstacles, whether it's a real gate or a problem with a person, often means trying to understand their perspective, finding the key the way it works, instead of just pushing harder with your own way.
Right. And the snails, they show the value in actually trying the other person's way, even if you're sure you're right. You might find out you were wrong. Or maybe more likely, you just gain a richer understanding, see some beauty or value you would have totally missed otherwise.
Absolutely. And the coins. That lesson about compromise and togetherness, it's so clear. Sometimes the real value isn't getting exactly what you want. It's in the shared journey, realizing we need each other to add up to anything at all.
That's really stuck with me. And that profound thought from the old coin.
Yeah, that while you can't always control what the outcome, you can choose the who you face life's uncertainties with. That feels like a real anchor.
Such a core idea for building resilience, strong connection.
Mm-hmm. And Walter, just his quiet presence throughout. And those final words. It reminds you that home isn't always just the building or the rules. It's more a feeling, right? A sense of belonging, a place that stays open to you if you still claim it in your heart.
So as you're listening, think about your own uncut grass. Maybe it's a tough decision you're facing, or a disagreement, or just trying to sort through confusing information. How do these different ways of looking at conflict, understanding, and making choices apply?
Can you maybe look for the way the gate opens instead of just pulling harder? Are you willing to perhaps try the other path, even if you think yours is better? How can you focus more on the who you're with rather than trying to control the unpredictable what's?
And building on that smaller coins idea, the edges. When you face a challenge that seems like it only has two sides, two opposing views, what are the forgotten perspectives? What are the edges of the problem that nobody's really looking at but might hold the key? Maybe something to ponder.